Thank you.
Everybody get more than we do. Everybody. And you worrying about people who choose to live their life contrary to the way their body is made. Really? And you still not accepted nowhere. You still fighting for the same thing you've been fighting for 400 years. I ain't concerned about what y'all doing.
I
I
mean,
ain't.
it's not your fight. It only becomes your fight when they involve your children. That's
That's
when
it. That's all.
that's the only times it becomes your fight. We involved in too many unnecessary fights, but we ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's right.
And it's like, well, and then, and I was watching, and I just was watching, and here's a question that I have: if all of these people who claim that they love black people so much, why aren't they telling black people to not drink all this liquor that we're selling? Because every commercial, you see a celebrity, they all pumping liquor. They all is selling liquor. Knowing how our community suffers from this.
That and with the menthol in the cigarettes.
Exactly.
And I understand if we didn't know, but now that you do know, now what? Because I mean, the menthol in the cigarettes, I remember hearing about that years ago, but I didn't smoke. So it didn't resonate with me the same as if I smoked or was around people that smoked.
Yes. Okay. Here's another one. If this is how we ain't concerned about us. We would rather invest in an app that tracks felons that's out on parole than to invest in a fruit market.
Yeah. Oh, I got one better for you. You might know about it. The young lawyers, I think they're maybe from Georgia. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they have an app that if the police stop you, you refer to this app and it'll immediately start recording everything. But they are lawyers.
Yeah.
So you will automatically get a response from somebody in your need. Now that I like.
See, now
Apple phone has something similar to, huh?
Now that's helping. Now that's helping your community.
Absolutely. Apple has something similar to that. The difference is the lawyer aspect. And I think it's like $7 a month. And I'm like, well, shoot, why should they give it away free?
You shouldn't get that away free.
No, because now I gotta work. So technically you getting me for $7.
You getting
as
me
an
for
attorney.
$7. You're exactly 7 times 12. That's what you're paying. That's what you're paying for an attorney.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. I mean, really.
Yep.
And that's being generous, saying $7.
Very exceedingly generous.
As
a scripture in the Bible says, exceeding abundant of all that you could think and ask. Because under normal circumstances, you couldn't afford him.
Yes.
But see, that gets them business. But see, it's really everybody's benefiting.
Absolutely.
They get to hear point blank what happened to you because it's documented on film.
Absolutely.
They get to represent you immediately.
Absolutely.
And I am assuming, because I shouldn't say assume, the better word would be I am surmising that they have reciprocity in multiple states, and where they don't have reciprocity, they have someone there who they are business connected with. Just like we have a Johnny Cochran firm here in Michigan. So that way, no matter where you are, they have somebody who can help you, because they just trying to keep your mouth shut more than anything else. And then that attorney that's on Facebook a lot, he's good. His name is Mike. He has a lot of good information that can help you, because the biggest thing, his thing is keep your mouth shut. They stop you for speeding. Do you know how fast you were going? I was going the speed limit. I understand. It seems like I believe I was. You never admit to any guilt under any circumstances. And people take that for granted. It's so irritating. And I got a big thing about teaching kids fear. You don't teach your kid to fear nobody. You put your hands on the dashboard and cut the light on and stop the car and have all your stuff out, not because you are afraid, but because you may be dealing with a food, a racist food. That's why you do that.
Instead of teaching fear, let's teach the proper things to get our children home. Let's teach the
That's
proper
it.
things
That's
to get us
all.
home. That's all we should be concerned with. We know. Let's stop acting like these people ain't who they are. Okay, they who they are. They're gonna continue to be who they are, no matter what color they are. Okay, let's stop. It don't matter. These people have shown that what line of the sand that they want to be on.
Yep.
Period. I mean, and it's just time for us to grow. And I'm even talking about white folks. It's just time for us to grow up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And quit believing a lie on a regular.
Seriously, when I was living in Arizona and I was working at the auction, I had to do I had to write a training manual, right? Well, I didn't have to do it. I was writing the training manual because I had 12 lanes that I had to start for the auction every single day. And I'm saying to myself, I'm not going out there every fucking day starting them lanes by myself. I got 12 clerks. These clerks is about to do this shit for myself. They got a problem, then I'll come out here, right? So I asked all the clerks, would they be interested in learning how to start the lanes? They all agreed, yeah, that makes sense. We can start the lane, and if we have a problem, then we'll call you. And I said, also, now y'all can help to troubleshoot little small things so y'all don't call me, right? I had the entire office fucked up at the idea. Everybody was like, oh, that's a good idea, right? I write the training manual. I take it to the clerks. Keep in mind, I wrote it on the high school level. They couldn't understand shit I wrote.
Oh my goodness.
I had to go back and rewrite it all the way down to a 3rd grade level. Okay? And when I wrote it down to a 3rd grade level, I realized how disgusting our education system was, because what I found out was we have 12 lanes, right? 12 lanes. That makes 12 clerks. 10 clerks spelt the word clerk wrong, and that's their job description.
That's bad. That's all I can say. That's bad.
That's pure. And you're going to tell me, please help me understand, where is the greatest country in America, in the world at? Just based on that alone.
Here. It may be up there in Canada.
I worked at Charles Schwab as a contractor. They had on the microwave, do not use. What one of the financial wizards do? Use the microwave, blew the microwave up, had coffee all in the rest in the cafeteria in the commons area. This is a financial wizard now.
That don't mean he has common sense.
All I'm saying is, hey, I wouldn't trust Charles Schwab to flush my toilet. I'm talking clearly a written sign, do not use.
That's hilarious.
This is Arizona.
But that reminded me of something that I did that wasn't the smartest. I had worked a midnight shift, and I was exceedingly tired and sleepy, which is a horrible combination at work. And the officer that came in told me, okay, well, just chill for a minute. I got this. So I was in another area, and dummy me went to go cut the light off, but the switch wasn't there. So I used my finger. This one I didn't blow up all the lights out, because its finger was black, and thankfully I had on rubber bottom shoes. Dumb can be spelled in so many ways.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, but I can say this: there was no sign there. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a very funny story, and I'm just gonna start with and this is all my first day at ELAC. I'm about to tell you 3 things that happened to me on ELAC my very first day. I pull in. Okay, first of all, they asked me, because I was out in Northwest Office Center originally. That's where I was originally at. They asked me, did I know where Bethune was at? And so I looked it up, and I told them, yeah, I know where it's at. And they said, well, would you like to take over that office? If it's not too far from your house, blah, 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 blah. I says, well, it's still about the same distance from here to, Northwest Office Center. Not realizing I'm right down the goddamn street.
Yep, literally. So that's bad. My genius friend, that's bad, okay?
You know what I mean? So I'm literally right down the street, okay? My very first day. I pulled into...
Yeah, that was good. Those were some good days.
Just check out my first day now. My very first day. I walk in. I drive up, I drive in, and I see Mr. Perry sitting there, right? And in my mind, because I'm silly and I'm stupid, in my mind, I says, how the fuck did they get Morgan Freeman to be the security guard?
Oh my goodness.
This is my first day now. I park, I go in, I tell Dawn and Bob, they come, they get me. They walk me around, right? Okay. The very first question Dawn asked me, because I done figured out as I'm walking around, she get both of them gay. I done figured out, I'm like, damn, both of these people is gay. Dawn is a lesbian and I'm like, this was my first day. Dawn says to me, she says, so what do you think about here? I'm like, I think this could be some, play, because I'm already like, I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm down the street. I'm staying here. Yes. Right?
But the ultimate motivator.
Yeah, the ultimate motivator. I'm down. I can walk here if my car ever go down, right? That's how I'm thinking. Dawn says, I'm like, it's cool. Oh, yeah, I have to work. And she said, no, that ain't what I'm talking about. I said, well, what you mean? I'm playing dumb because I know what she's talking about, right? She said, I'm talking about all these women here. I said, what about them? She said, you think you can work here and not be distracted? I was like, I'm here to do a job. I don't care about these women, right? She says, okay, well, that's all I wanted to hear. My mind clicked. You just don't want to compete with me. Cut it out.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
My very first call. Crazy incident. No, this is me being silly. My first day, okay? My very first call. I get a text. It's Pam Green. She's in going crazy because of her printouts. Her printouts are not printing, okay? I get up on the 6th floor. Who's the very first person I see when the elevator open up?
Pam.
Oh, I'm about to have your ass laughing. Because keep in mind, I'm telling you this story this is what I'm seeing. Agnes Means. I said, God, who? Agnes Means. Do you remember Agnes Means?
Yeah.
Me again. This is me in my silly old mind. I said, now they got Morgan Freeman at the gate and Nick Ashford on the 6th floor.
That is hilarious. But you know what? You can only have thoughts like that if you know enough stuff to have it. You know that, right?
Exactly. Yes. So this is, again, I'm tripping because this is my first day, right? This is my very first fucking day.
Well, at least you didn't call him what's the guy from Earth, Wind and Fire?
Yeah,
long hair. Verdine, yeah. Because that's why he wears his hair like that, because of Nick Ashford.
Because of Nick Ashford, ain't that something?
Yeah, he said that's like a tribute to Nick Ashford. Well, that's why Al Sharpton wore his hair like that. It was a tribute to James Brown.
Yeah, and so now this is my very first call. I asked, I'm looking for such and such and such and such. They say, oh, she's sitting over there in the corner. I go over there. She said, oh, you the new guy. I said, yeah. I said, so what problem do you have? She said, well, my printouts ain't printing. I says, okay, take me to the printer. She takes me over to the printer, right? Keep in mind, this is before the all-in-ones, the copier, fax, printout, right? She said, right here. I said, ma'am, are you sure you print here? She says, yes. I says, ma'am, are you sure you print here? She says, yes. I said, well, how long have you been printing here? She said, I just started today. I said, you just started printing here today? She said, yeah. I said, ma'am, this is a copier machine.
The first sign, see, anytime somebody keep asking me, am I sure? That's the first sign to say, you know what? Let me double check. Let me make sure I've done everything I need to do first.
Hold on, Andrea. I says, okay. I says, well, since they're not printing out here, where were you printing before you started printing here? She takes me over to Brian's office. She got a stack of shit at the printer for at least 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine her face.
This is my first day now. I'm sitting here saying to myself, I get home like, what did I get myself into? I'm like, I'm out there in Southfield, ain't bothering nobody, ain't nobody putting in no tickets. I'm free. I ain't doing shit. I can do whatever I want to. Ain't nobody. This is all I keep saying is ain't what nobody bothering me. I'm out there. I'm talking. I go from having 2 tickets a day to damn near 50.
That really mean nothing. Of the 50 that you get, you technically still only have 2 a day.
Seriously. And I'm coming to find out after about a good 2 months there, they just calling, 1, to see who I am, and then 2, because they know I don't know no better. They were using the shit out of me.
That's funny. But that's Eli.
Yeah, I mean, they were using my computer down. I get up there, I don't see shit wrong. I'm doing all this unnecessary bullshit, and they laughing at me.
That's craziness. I don't abuse people that can help me at all, because I never know. But the one thing I did do, it was hilarious. Bobby and Harold didn't think so. But you know, we used to be able to play games on the computer, and then they took it they fixed it where we weren't supposed to be able to play them. Well, I found them anyway. It took them because they kept trying to ask me, well, how did you do it? I don't know. I was just fiddling around till I got what I wanted. I didn't know how I did it, but it took Bobby and Harold about a week to undo what I had done. Always doing something. Don't be telling me I can't. That's crazy.
I mean, just some of the stuff that it does. And see, and they didn't realize that a lot of the stuff I used to do, it was because they used to piss me off with their unnecessariness. I mean, they used to put me through a whole bunch of unnecessariness. And I used to have to come in there and pretend like I didn't want to hit everybody in there with the back of the head with a baseball bat. Seriously, that's how I used to have to walk in there. Like I used to walk in there and be like, if I had a baseball bat, every some bitch in here get hit in the back of the head.
But it was mostly the ladies, right?
Yes. I'm talking
because when you were telling me about her stuff being on Brian's printer, that made me remember that Brian had passed away. I hadn't even thought about him in a long time.
Yeah.
That was sad. Yeah, because he went down fast.
He sure did. When he got sick, it was just boom, and it was no time.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it used to trip me out. This is like wow. And you know, I remember me and Bobby. Okay, this is when they transferred first before. Okay, because originally I was a contractor. When you came over there, I had just got hired in. When you came over to ELAC. I had just got hired in, right? Okay. And they had told me that I needed to do my own paperwork, learn how to do my time, get with the clerks there and learn how to do my time and all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, cool. So I go to Gina and I can't think of the other one name, Linda. Gina and Linda, right? And I say, when y'all get a chance, could you show me how to do my time? Because a supervisor want me to, do my time, right? They go tell Marty. Okay?
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, they go tell Marty. Marty says, Linda says you want to go in the system and do your own time. That just doesn't make any sense. I says, you're right, but hold on a minute. I go, keep in mind now, I was waiting on this. I had just printed the shit out to show them that my supervisor said I need to go in and do my own time because I'm my own supervisor. I report to myself, okay? Although I technically report to corporate, but I'm my own supervisor, right? I show him. The look on his face was damn near like that cop in Malcolm X. How this nigga get this much power?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure because, we just can't just be letting everybody in, for security reasons. So, no, I understand, Marty. So, I said, this is why I printed this out, just in case, this situation of it came up, right? Because I was prepared, because I know people, I just get all this, because they coming, right? Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah, okay. Because ELAC is fighting, even though they like Clarence being here, ELAC is fighting the fact that IT is completely being absorbed and Bobby and them won't be their support no more, right? So they fighting for this. They fighting it tooth and nail. They ain't calling in no help desk tickets. They calling Bobby straight. They fuck me. They bypass. They ain't even, the senior management is not even speaking to me, okay?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I bullshit you not. You remember when I used to sit in the back with Sandra and them?
Yeah.
None of them was speaking to me. That's what made me take my seat, my desk, and move it to the storage. Okay, I'ma show you motherfuckers something. Y'all won't even see me.
That's some crazy kind of stuff. But I'm sure Brenda was the one in charge when that was going on.
Absolutely. Now that okay, now. So, okay, I got you. I'm in here. They looking for me, right? They trying to be slick text and all this. I'm here. I'm just, back here doing some inventory. I ain't telling them how to move my desk and shit back there, right? No, I'm just back here doing inventory. Keep in mind now, they didn't change the internet system over. So now you got to have certain settings on your computer, right? And keep in mind, because I work for IT corporate, they send them to me. I get them first. Bobby and them they never send the shit to Bobby and them, right? So Bobby is having an issue trying to get them so they can do their time and do their expenses and all of that, right? He can't figure the shit out. 2-3 weeks go past. Ain't nobody said shit to me, right? And I'm cool with it because I know what y'all problem is. And I hear them talking about it, right? I don't say shit. Eventually, guess who finally had something to say to me? Of all people, you're going to be fucked up when I tell you the one who broke down and said something to me.
I know it wasn't Brenda.
Nope. Val.
That really was the first person that came in my mind. But I was like, nah.
Exactly. Val was the first one that came to me. She said, Clarence, we can't do this. I said, oh, I know what the problem is. Check it now. This how she is. I went in and I fixed hers, right? And she went in there and she's sitting in there knowing hers is fixed. Ain't told none of them. Okay?
Wow.
Ain't told none of them, right? And then they asking about it. And then she just breaks out and says, oh, I had Clarence fix mine. Now, I done went from shit to sugar again.
Truly amazing. And you know what's pitiful about all of that is that 80-90% of the people in there reflected you in the mirror, not other people.
Absolutely.
Pitiful.
Absolutely. You know, that place was, it really taught me a lot, you know, about just being in a place where it's a bunch of people at.
Yeah.
You know, because you got so many different personalities, you got so many different learning styles. It's just so much. You know, it's just so much. And then me, at the time when I first and stuff got there, I'm single. I ain't got, you know what I mean. So I'm looking at all this like, wow, and I ain't there for that, but it's just so readily available.
Yeah, for y'all it was.
You know, and here's the scary part is that it was more married women getting at me than single women.
I can believe that. Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
You know, that was even more frightening about it. It's like, wow.
Well, you know, it's funny that you said that because something I was listening to somebody, and that's pretty much both ways.
Yeah.
The folks that do all the dirt are the folks who attached to somebody already.
Yeah.
Don't motivate you to want to be attached.
I keep telling people that you know, all of the online porn, mainly well, I ain't gonna say just the porn, but the OnlyFans and them subscription sites like that, that's mainly married men.
Yep.
Single men are not paying for those subscriptions like that. They may pay for one or two, but it's primarily married men doing that. And I know that because I got married friends. And I know hanging out with them when I was hanging out like that, some of the shit that they would do. Which is why
amazing.
You know, which is why I don't hang out with them like that no more, because it's like, man, I can't be with you and you doing your wife like that.
Yeah, because what you gonna do when somebody doing your daughter like that?
Thank you.
Or your granddaughter like that?
You know, so yeah, I mean, and that's, and like you said, it goes both ways. You know,
it does. It's unfortunately true.
You know, I mean, and this is how sick this is. In the last couple of weeks, I have seen so many stories of teachers that's women having sex with their students. It's been like,
but you know, that's been going on for since the beginning of education, pretty much.
Always, yeah. But it's just now. It's just being exposed. But again, as I keep saying, we're in the information age, so eventually everything's gonna come to light.
But what I get tired of is people acting like, oh, how could they? Man, back on somewhere with that stuff.
What was wrong with her? She was mentally ill. She was having issues.
She wasn't mentally ill. She knew exactly what she was doing. She had
postpartum. All of this nonsense now. So what about the men? Oh, he was just a horny old man. Oh, okay.
Well, see, the catch is penetration. Women can't. And if you ever notice, the only people that got the issue with it is the mama. The fathers don't never say anything until the mama gets involved. Exactly. Because, and then when you see some of these guys, he 14, he look like he 24. He 12, he's 6'4", 220. You know, you look at them and it's like, these don't look like no little boys. These is men. They might not have a man's mind, but they dang sure got a man's body.
Absolutely, because I just seen on Twitter, this woman, 30 years old, had 2 kids by a boy. He like, I think he 21 now, but when he was 15, they had their first child together. She was 30. And I know, yes, you may look like a man, but I know when you talk to that boy, that's all coming out. That's all coming out of his mouth. It's boy, because that's all he knows. You know?
That is true. Well, like, you know, the big case they made such an issue out of, the woman's dead now. I always wonder, you know, Mary Lou Tenauer or whatever it was. And I think that boy was like 12, 13, 14 when she had the first kid, and she ended up going to prison, and he ends up marrying her when she gets out. They have a couple of more kids. Yeah. But she has since passed away.
Oh, she has?
Yeah, she's deceased. She sure is. Yeah, but I've always wondered what happened to her other children that she had with her husband, her first husband.
I mean, just think of this last one, this young boy that what a teacher, he 13, he get the teacher pregnant. Now she's gonna have a baby and she's gonna be able to put this boy on child support.
Truly something. Well, that's no different than the way this law is fixed. The rapist can try to get custody of the child.
Can get
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Now, what fool does that?
I mean, what evil world would even put that in a thought process?
Thank you. Amazingly stupid.
I mean, to even put that out, to say that this is a possibility, you have to be living in a sick place.
It's just pitiful.
Because on the one end, we always talk about protect the children, they are our future. But yet, this is what we do. We say one thing, but our actions say do something else.
Yep, that is absolutely correct. And it's so pathetically sad.
Yeah. You know. And my nephew over here, he about to be 1. His mother leaves. This is Sunday. She drops him off Friday night. She leaves. Oh, you know, mama love you, kissing him, all this old nonsense. Keep in mind, usually a little baby be like, Mama, I'm kissing, want to do play. That boy looked at her like, I'll be glad when you get the fuck on. And he won. Seriously. He looked at her.
Don't be putting on this show like you do this all the time.
Exactly. That's exactly how he was looking at her like, you can might as well just get the fuck on because you sitting up here pretending. And everybody in the house know you pretending. Because if you love a little man like you said you do, why are you dropping him off for the whole weekend? Oh, I need some rest. Oh, okay. That's what you call
it. You're right, though. You're absolutely right. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, okay. You need some rest. Okay. I got you. I know. You the same person that told me when you was in the titty bar that you wasn't in there dancing. What are you doing then? What are you doing? I shouldn't be.
Sad part is though, when women do that, they make so much money, you almost can't blame them. I mean, it's just that for us, you can't just do something. When you do it, your name is mud, and it's hard to get the mud up off your name. Even though all you did was do it, you weren't connected with anything questionable beyond that. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Because I've known of people who did it just really to pay school.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm like this.
Good exercise.
I ain't got no judge because if you saying this where you at and this ain't what you doing, then what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if that's not what you're doing, what are you doing there? Because that's what that's for. I ain't judging. I just want clarity. Because I'm fine. Because this is you. I'm fine with you doing what you do.
I could never see myself doing it because I couldn't keep a straight face. I'd fall off the pole laughing. I can't do that and keep a straight face. I'd be the only comedian stripper. But
I said the same thing. I could not imagine me trying to be in there shaking my tail feather for women because it's too funny. It is too hilarious.
It is. But I know some people that I'll never forget. A friend of mine, her friend was a dancer. And a couple of times I'd taken her to places for her to audition. And I was like, wow, you're a lot bigger than you look like in your clothes, right? She's just like a big girl, like a Serena kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
And I took her to one place one time. It used to be one right there on 7 Mile and the Lodge, right there on the corner.
Yeah, Tony Julian's. Was it Tony Julian's or Tony Max's or some shit like that? Yeah.
I just know it was on the corner, but it's not. The building's not even there anymore.
Yeah, straight hole in the wall.
Listen, that girl that was there, her name was Devastator. That lady was bad. I had to give her props. The stuff she did, you had to be very strong to even do the stuff she was doing. That's the one thing I can say about it. It's excellent exercise. It definitely is, because you can't just do that. And there's this TV show called P-Valley. It's a girl on there. That woman bad as all get out. She is. To be able to do what she does, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just can't get into P-Valley, but everybody talk about how good it is. I just can't.
I don't watch it either, but I know that much.
Yeah, I can't get.
You can see that on the previews. I saw the beginnings of it, but the first season, that's the only thing I've ever watched, and that was a binge watch. But I got mixed feelings about it too, pretty much like you do. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff that goes on, and the big fellow that's a gay guy, and
See, it's just too. I don't have no problems with your personal thing. It's just some things is just too over the top for me, and it's like, okay, not to say that it ain't like that, but some things just too over the top for me. So I just like, okay, I ain't got no comment about it. I'm just not gonna indulge,
that's it. That's all. I
because
love that music. That music is so nice. Oh my goodness.
and
We ought to
that's
be doing this at night with a low light. That's a good thing. That's a good idea one day to do it like that in a low light and just
Kevin
chill.
Samuel style.
Ah, yeah, but ours is gonna be nicer than old Kev. I really miss him because I liked his stuff. I did. I thought he was funny, but he told the truth about a whole lot of stuff too. And like somebody was saying, they talk about how he talked to women, which he was doing it to men way worse before the women got nosy and got in the business.
See, I done had to tell a couple of women that I said, see, here's what y'all here's what y'all don't even know about that man. I says, and I really wasn't even a fan. I really didn't even watch him, and I really still don't. You know what I mean? I may catch a clip here and laugh because it's more humor to me than anything.
It's amazing how big he is now that he's gone. He's bigger now than he was before.
He's 20 times bigger. This is what I tell women. I tell women this. I said, see, y'all don't have no clue. I said, Kevin Samuels was been cussing men out way before he was cussing women out. I says, but what happened was y'all got nosy and seeing him cussing men out. It started agreeing with him cussing men out. And then he said, okay, since you nosy motherfuckers want to come over here on a men's platform, bring it on. And now, since y'all came to his platform, that was for men, now y'all mad.
Yep.
And like he keeps saying, y'all don't like me, but y'all keep talking about y'all my tone and I'm direct. And then he always asks him this. Give me an example of somebody who tone you like, and they never have one. He said, well, then don't ask me to do something that you don't have an example for. Because
He's right.
Yes, because he keeps saying this, I'm trying to make men better. If this is what y'all want, let's say, okay, this is what we want, so men can give y'all what y'all want, but y'all don't even know.
But that's true in more ways than one. I got another thing too that crossed my mind too, is the way people drive.
Oh my God.
And how they cause a lot of the unnecessary rage, and the ones that's causing it are the ones that's wrong.
Yes.
It ain't the other people. I'm not saying the other people never cause a problem by the way they respond to the ignorance of the other individual, which is really when people do stuff, just like you talked about earlier, going home when you meet the police. You know what? Is it really? I mean, I know you get frustrated, but to what avail? Even if you say something, to what avail? To what does it benefit you? So you may as well get that steam off you in the car and go about your business, not even acknowledge that foolishness, so you can go home in peace. Because and from what I have seen, is always the person that caused the problem that gets that most angry.
Always. I mean, and I'm out here in Dearborn, and I'm with a variety of drivers, and the driving that they do out there is unbelievable frightening. These Arab women, I used to think the Asian women couldn't drive. Arab women make an ass out of them.
That's bad. That's about like Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles out there driving.
Check it. This is if they're not flying, if they're not driving fast, they drive like this. You know how they be walking behind a man all docile? That's how they drive. They drive the very same way, in the way, just stopping traffic. Got their left turn signal on, but want to go right.
So often. I know that's true. Seen it. And matter of fact, barely turn the signal on, just come on over.
Oh my God.
Or better yet, turn the signal on and come over simultaneously. I try to tell people that's not a here I come signal. That's a I want to come signal.
Thank you. I'm giving you a warning. I'm getting over.
Oh, I'm letting you know I would like
To
to get
get
over.
over.
How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's a courtesy for me letting you know I want to get over. But you get
And
these
then it's a
both.
courtesy for me to let you over.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? See, you get these bozos that I'm coming on the lodge at Webb. I'm coming onto the lodge at Webb. This asshole is in the middle lane. As I'm coming down to merge, he hops in the lane.
Truly, truly, stupidly amazing.
I said, wow, damn near tore both of our cars up. If it's not for the fact that I am a defensive driver and I see shit like this, I would have been into that. I would have been into the side. I would have been into that cement easily.
And that's what they tell you to do, defensive driver.
Because if you don't, you can easily be into a wreck that you can't get out of.
Be dead.
Yeah,
be like, what happened?
A wreck you can't get out of. I'm telling you, you ain't walking away from. Because these folks out here, I mean, it's like, it's really and truly like after this pandemic, I don't know, people just, every shit is just upside down. It just don't make any sense no more.
Well, I'm still amazed seeing the people in the car by themselves with masks and rubber gloves on. I'm thinking to myself, but that's your car. Ain't nobody in there but you. You're going to kill yourself. That's how that lady ended up running off into the ditch because she couldn't breathe.
She couldn't breathe.
Ain't nobody in the car but you.
They suffocated herself.
Why you got all this stuff? Yeah. She almost killed herself. But why you got all this stuff on? You need some air. Let some air in the car.
Thank you. And how much you gonna keep taking? That's just like you gonna keep breathing in your waste. I mean,
because I'm gonna tell you what I do. If I cough while I'm driving, especially if there's somebody else in the car, but while I'm driving, I let all the windows down all the way around, or at least the one my side and the one on the passenger side. Let the air come through there, then roll them back up. You're supposed to do that with your house.
Yeah.
Every so often, you're supposed to open up all the windows in your house and let fresh air, because all you're doing is breathing the same air over and over and over again.
That recycle air.
That's it. And people, they never really consider that. So, because if you start off, be it up or down, open up every window that you have. By the time you do all of that, and then you go back down and start closing them the way you open them up, the house would have gotten enough air. Took you that long to open up all the windows, because you only need to do it. I mean, I think the very max is 30 minutes. I think that's the max to leave them open is 30 minutes.
Well, by the time you've been and walked around and reshut them back, you've been and did 30 minutes.
That's right. I mean, just opening them up. You're right. If you open them all up, and then by the time you open them all up, you go back downstairs and start closing them. It'll be 30 minutes.
It'll be 30 minutes easy. And that's not a bad exercise for the lazy.
Sure isn't. It really isn't. And hey, look, and you get to see, do you need to clean them?
There go another job. There go another job that you ain't got to wait for spring cleaning.
That's true, because I know mine need it. And that's one of them. But I think the first windows is going to get a real good job is in my kitchen. I'm going to get some shutters. I was trying to decide what I wanted, but I believe I'm going to get shutters. I do believe. This has been a fun piece. Just talking here, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Well, we do that all the time anyway. Subject matter is life. That's our most current subject, is life in general. And then sometimes we just have specific life subjects. But this is good. So comment, leave a like, subscribe. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we want to thank you again for tuning in. As my great colleague says, this is just, us explaining our interpretation of life. And maybe somebody else can take this interpretation, run with it, and say, I can apply some of that stuff. That makes sense. So
Absolutely.
we want to thank you again for tuning in, watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Everyone be safe, drive fair, don't get in trouble out there. And until the next time, please be safe for the rest of the week and have a great one.
All right, everybody.